We're here in Ontario driving the 2025 Ford Explorer.
It's been a while.
Oh,
Sounds good.
sounds really good.
We're in the Explorer ST. We'll tell you about all of them. Let's get into it. What's under the hood of this thing, Andrea?
A 3-liter twin-turbo V6 with a 10-speed automatic transmission, 400 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque.
Now, the base engine for Explorer is a 2.3-liter turbo 4-cylinder with a 10-speed automatic, 300 horsepower though, 310 pound-feet of torque.
In Canada, for both powertrains, standard 4-wheel drive, and in the US, rear-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive options are available. Premium fuel is recommended.
If you're hearing a little bit of noise, we are on those fantastic Ontario roads.
This is a pretty rough spot.
All right, let's get into what do you get with the Explorer, the base model, not the ST.
The base model comes with a 12.3-inch digital driver display, a 13.2-inch touchscreen, wireless, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 6-speaker audio system, Ford digital experience, heated power front seats, cloth upholstery, a power liftgate, terrain management system, and Ford Copilot 360 Assist Plus with adaptive cruise.
Do you put it in ST, Andrea? What else can you put it in?
Gotta put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe, but also follow along on Instagram to get a question in and to find out what's going on behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_auto, and the links are below the like button. Bumpy roads, and we beat the rain to do all our filming. Now we're inside, it's nice and warm. Andrea, we haven't driven the Explorer for a couple of years. We were not thrilled with the interior. You always liked the look of it, and now you're driving the ST. How are you enjoying it over there?
Oh, I love the power. This has got a sport-tuned suspension, performance brakes. It feels good. I really like the way the steering feels as well. It's a little bit heavier, just the way I like it, but you will feel these imperfections in the road with the ST model because of the firmer suspension.
And so bigger tires, big wheels and tires. Now, if you get the base model, it isn't going to have this suspension, so it's going to be a little more cushy. But the one thing about this platform, Andrea, when they redid the Explorer last time around, they moved to this rear-wheel drive platform. You get rear-wheel drive in the US, not in Canada, and it gives it much more of a dynamic feel. It's more of a driver's utility, and you kind of get that, especially with the ST.
And of course, this is such a powerful engine, so acceleration from a stoplight, passing power on the highway is terrific, of course. But what I'm really surprised about with this Explorer is the turning radius. It is so good.
This isn't the volume seller of the ST model. You can get the same engine, by the way, if you get the Platinum as an optional engine. So you can get the Go without the show on the outside. Most people buy the EcoBoost, and they say that they've improved the power band. They've dropped the power band lower in the RPM range to get more out of it, and also improved the 10-speed automatic. Now, you love the look of Explorer, and the one thing they said, owners said to Ford, is don't screw it up.
Don't screw it up, and they just tweaked it. You've got updated taillights and updated grille, but it still has that bold, confident, rugged look that you expect from Explorer. And the product planner was saying that the grille looks like muscles. You're flexing.
Yeah, so don't screw with success. Don't screw with the silhouette. They like the silhouette. They like the size of it because it's not as big as some others in this class. So it's a good city utility. It's good for 3 rows, all of that. The only thing is a Land Rover called. They want their look back. Everything ends up looking like a Land Rover or a Range Rover, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, do you blame the manufacturers? Anything Land Rover looks hot, if you ask me. So this is really a nice design for Explorer. The Explorer is one of those SUVs that helped lead the SUV craze that we're in now. It was introduced in 1990 as a 1991 model year, and it's been a huge hit for Ford.
Yeah, back then you had like 4Runner and Pathfinder, and then Ford came out with Explorers, and they that, like in 91, 92, if you're not old enough to remember, they were everywhere. So this has a long history and it's a very successful vehicle. It's always at the top of the sale charts.
The Explorer gets 7.6 inches of ground clearance. The Platinum and ST models get a little bit more, 7.8 for the ST and 8.2 for the Platinum model. The Explorer comes standard with LED headlamps, body-colored door handles, LED tail lamps, 18-inch wheels, available 20 and 21-inch wheels, dual exhaust pipes, and a mini spare tire. If you get the twin turbo V6 that we're driving, you get quad chrome exhaust pipes. Available features include power folding side mirrors, LED fog lamps, and LED signature lighting.
So we're driving the ST, but there's also the ST line, which has the EcoBoost 4-cylinder, but it has some nice inspired performance looks. You can also add a package to get 21-inch wheels, just like the real ST. It also includes performance brakes and red brake calipers. The ST model gets all of these features. So the outside, Andrea, was a winner. Don't mess with that. What they really needed to tweak was the interior, and they went to town.
Well, we used to call the Ford Explorer plastic fantastic interior, and boy, what a massive improvement. The technology has been updated. You've got a 13.2-inch touchscreen and a 12.3-inch digital driver display, which are standard, which are wonderful features to have, and standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Don't you love the cloth in here?
Yeah, I just want to touch on the screen for a second, because with the old ST and the top trims, the Platinum version, they used to have a screen that was not horizontal but vertical, and it stuck up and it looked kind of like it was just plopped on there. I like this landscape look much, much better. I'm with you, Andrea, on the cloth. I've been saying this for years. It's a simple thing.
Yeah.
It just breaks up the interior, and there's only one strip of shiny hard plastic where the buttons are here in the center console. Everything else is textured. The knurled look on the metal looks really good.
I mean, we're getting into more vehicles these days where there is less high gloss black plastic, and I'm kind of feeling like, oh my gosh, manufacturers are listening. So yes, we would love to see more of this. This ST model has got the red stitching throughout the cabin, and I really like these Alcantara seats, and they are comfortable. You're gonna go on a long road trip in the Explorer, and you're gonna find that this offers enough thigh support, lumbar support. Overall, I really like it.
I did one of your tricks, Andrea. I went up to the product planner and they said, quick question about the seats.
Yes.
And he explained how it works. Base model cloth seats, ST line cloth seats. But on that base model, you can also get leatherette.
That's right.
This gets the Alcantara look, and on the top Platinum, you can get leather or Napa leather.
And what I like about what you can do with the base model, if you don't want to spend a lot and you've got a tighter budget, but you do want leatherette seats, you don't want to go with cloth, you can add a package to get that. And also this twin panel moonroof, you can also add it as an a la carte item to that base model, so you can get a few extras if you like it. But I gotta say, there's so many standard features already in this.
You know what? This was a vehicle that we always liked the way it looks. It drove well because of this rear wheel bias all-wheel drive platform, but the interior was such a fail, really, and they've addressed that, and it's now in the modern era, and they've got a vehicle that we can say, yeah, it competes with other products. I mean, this looks really good on the inside.
And I really like the layout in here. There's plenty of storage, whether you go with the door pockets, there's big cup holders, you've got a dial shifter, which is not my favorite, but it keeps the simplicity at the center console, and plenty of storage in here as well. So I think that overall Ford has done a really great job. And one thing I'm so impressed with is that this is a 6 to 7 passenger family hauler, and every single trim in Canada comes with a bench seat, or you can get captain's chairs, whatever you like. In the US, the ST model online shows that only captain's chairs are available, but after speaking to the Canadian product planner, this could change in the future. And then this model, as well as the Platinum model, has massaging seats.
They're actually pretty good.
They're pretty good. Do you have them on right now?
I had them on earlier.
Yeah, I really like it. It's pretty good.
All right, available features include the 360 camera, an 8-way power passenger seat, driver's seat memory, ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel, twin panel moonroof, wireless charger, 14 speaker B&O sound system, heated second row seats, second row sunshades, and power folding third row.
Blue Cruise 1.2 is available on the Explorer. It's an upgraded version of hands-free driving.
All right, here's me getting in the Ford Explorer. This is a 3-row utility. It's got pretty good leg room, very good headroom. The seats recline and they also slide fore and aft. How does it stack up?
Comparing the Explorer to the Mazda CX-90, the Explorer has 43 inches of front row legroom, which is over an inch more than the CX-90. Second row legroom at 39 inches is a little smaller than the CX-90.
Then you slide the second row seat forward and climb on into the back. I was surprised. I thought it wouldn't have that much room. Yes, your knees sit up a little higher, but when the seats are adjusted properly, it's actually not bad for legroom, and the headroom is good. How does this stack up?
Third row legroom for the Explorer at 32.2 inches is almost 2 inches larger than the CX-90.
When you lift up the power tailgate, even with all 3 rows up, there is a usable space there, and underneath there's a nice large extra storage bin.
Space behind the third row for the Explorer is 16.3 cubic feet. Behind the second row, 46 cubic feet. And overall cargo space at 85.8 cubic feet is larger than the CX-90.
So fuel economy is a big one, the price and more in our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. The Canadian pricing includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base active model starts at just under $53,000, and the top ST V6 is just over $71,000. In the US, the active rear-wheel drive model starts at just under $40,000, and the top ST is just over $55,500.
Here's the fuel economy for the base EcoBoost 4-cylinder, 11.9 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 8.7 on the highway. That's 20 miles per gallon city, 27 miles per gallon highway. For the Turbo V6, it's 13 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 9.3 on the highway. That's just 18 miles per gallon in the city, 25 miles per gallon highway. The towing capacity is 5,000 pounds, and the warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, 36,000 miles. So this is an ultra competitive category, but the Explorer sells incredibly well. They also do a lot of fleet sales. I don't know if you've noticed, Andrea, there's a lot of cop cars that are Explorers.
I know, I had one coming up on the left and I definitely checked the speed.
All right, so what we're going to do now is compare what else you can buy. So we've chosen vehicles of roughly the same size and the same price.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Nissan Pathfinder with a 3.5-liter V6, 284 horsepower, and a starting price just over $49,500.
The Kia Telluride with a 3.8-liter V6, 291 horsepower, and a starting price of $53,000.
The Mazda CX-90 with a 3.3-liter inline-6 turbo, 280 horsepower, and a starting price just over $48,000.
The Honda Pilot with a 3.5-liter V6, 285 horsepower, and a starting price of over $55,000.
So there are 4 3-row SUVs for you to consider.
Lightning round, 2 things we like, 2 things we'd like to see improved.
I love that a bench seat is offered on every trim in Canada.
This interior, way nicer.
I'd love to see Ford quality go up a little bit because they really are building really great vehicles.
I would like on this ST model to have an adjustable suspension. That would be kind of cool. All right, there you go. That's the updated 2025 Ford Explorer. What do you think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.